last unit of block 2, that is unit 7. This is a case study because we have understood the theoretical concepts and other aspects of all these 3 units, and this unit is describing about a case study, that is rural buying behavior in internet era, a case study of rural and urban customers buying behavior for mobile handset. Let's understand how to solve a case study and how your theoretical knowledge is going to help you in solving a case study. So after discussing this unit, you will get to know the influence of information communication technology that is leading the innovation on customer buying behavior at rural sectors. You can also analyze the diversity of buying behavior, how the buying behavior is changing, what are the factors of buying behavior that is shaping and changing the customer's behavior across rural and urban customers for the product, that is mobile handset, and its implication for marketers. The third learning outcome is to appreciate the kind of effort needed to approach to rural consumers. This is for marketers. After understanding this, they can start constructing, or they can develop some strategies to tackle the rural market. So before going to understand the case study, let's understand few things. What is the digital shift in rural marketing? We understood internet and digital social media along with mobile handset has an prominent influence in buying behavior of the customers. Mobile phones have transferred rural marketing concepts. Earlier, marketers depended only on vans and field teams. The mode of advertisement in rural sector or in villages are only the bands, those who carry the placards, the huge leaflets and all, and field teams. Companies used to send teams to the field visit of the villages. They used to visit those villages and educate the customers about their product. So earlier the marketing concept from the marketers to the villages or to the rural buyers was like this. But now, with the invention or the introduction of digital media, this technology is allowing direct connection with consumers in some specific location where communication is a problem. So the digital media is helping, or digital shift in rural marketing concept is helping to reach the marketer, or is helping the product to reach the customer at their doorsteps. So the major points are mobile phones driving a paradigm shift in rural marketing concept. This is clear to all of you because we understood everybody nowadays is using a mobile phone and an internet connection. So it is helping, or it has really shifted or really reshaped the concept of rural marketing from the earlier one, and it is helping in communicating or establishing direct connection with the rural consumers with the marketers. Digital tools replacing only van and man model. The model the companies used to apply previously or before few years was van and man model. Something that is from the company to the customer is either a van or a person from the company who is going and who is making them aware of the product. So with the introduction and the massive use of mobile phones with internet connection has really changed the concept of rural marketing for rural buyers or the. Let's understand what is new digital strategies. Marketers can now set up Wi-Fi hotspots in villages where customers can download videos, games, and localized content that stays on their phones. This is a new strategy marketers can apply for their marketing initiatives or for their marketing strategies. What is that? They can go and set up Wi-Fi hotspots in villages because no doubt mobile and internet connection has reached the village platform, but somehow they're facing problems in having proper speed of the internet over there. It is quite understood that urban customers are having that facility and they are enjoying that freedom of downloading videos due to speed of internet connection at their houses. But if the company really wants to make their product available to the customers or to create the urge of buying their product, they can set up Wi-Fi hotspots in villages where the consumers can go and download the videos about the product, download the information about the product. They can play the games. They can also get introduced to content about that product. This can help, or this can ensures long-term engagement of the customers with the brand in a fun and relatable way. Customers usually wants to have the real information, because when the customer is spending money, he wants the value of the money. So if the information of the product is reaching them through a Wi-Fi hotspots, then it is easier for the customers to gather information about the product and about the brand. And what are the fun-loving and engaging format for that? If you are establishing a Wi-Fi hotspot, you can also introduce them through games and regional videos and fun-based messages. You can make your product available to the customers. In this way, the company can retain the consumer to their product. So this is a new digital strategies marketers can apply for their product introduction, or the selling for the sales of their product in rural market. Then the next is micro targeting advantage. The best part of digital advertising is micro targeting. Marketers can limit advertisements to a specific region or village. This ensures efficient spending. What is this micro targeting? You are not focusing a larger unit of population. You are focusing specific region or specific village, and you are making advertisement available to them, or you are displaying your digital advertisement to that particular customer base of the village. That is the reason the term is micro targeting. You are targeting a particular base where limited customers are there, and you have understood their requirement, their aspiration. You have made an advertisement that is that is relatable to their requirement. So you are targeting that particular zone, and it is known as micro targeting. This, what are the advantages of micro targeting? This ensures efficient spending. Cost side, if the marketer, the company is looking for the cost side, if the company is applying this strategy, the cost of the particular micro targeting will definitely be low. So it will be an efficient spending. However, the real challenge is not reach anymore, but designing messages that actually influence rural customers or consumers, and to try and helping them to create a preference towards the brand or towards the product of your company. So the real challenge is to create a message through an advertisement format. That is a real challenge, because you have to take care of many factors. Let it be the language they understand, let it be the culture they are adhering to, let it be the influencer who are influencing their buying behavior. So the major challenge for the company is to create or to design a message that can have real influence on the rural buyers. Advertise it so that can that particular advertisement will help the customers to reach a point of decision about the product to purchase or not. If the advertisement is connecting with the customers and satisfying the need of the customers, so definitely there will be a flow of customers towards the product purchase. So the major challenge, though it has many advantages, the major challenge is to crafting a persuasive message that will reach the rural customer's mindset, that will help the rural customer to purchase the brand, or to that will encourage the customer to adopt the brand and change the habit, or can shape the buying behavior habit of the rural buyers. This is micro targeting. What is the growth of mobile phone industry in India? We understood to do all those kind of advertisement. The major tool the rural buyer is having is his or her mobile Android phone. Even if you are aiming that every household is having a TV at their home, but mobile is more comfortable for them. Mobile is more handy for them. Every information is at their fingertips. So let's understand what is the growth of mobile phone industry in India. India's mobile industry has grown fast due to two tier demand. First is affordable entry-level phones, and second one is aspirational high-end devices. What are the two factors that denotes to the growth of mobile phone industry in India? First is customer can buy it, because every customer is not having the higher purchasing power. So if the mobile phone comes in a bracket of affordable price, people are buying it, and we know many more. There is a affordable range for the mobile purchases are available. And another demand is aspirational high-end devices. Let's say iPhone. This comes in these sectors, that is aspiration. People are status. So because of these two factors, we all are observing a rapid growth of mobile phone adoption in India, and it is also having subsequent growth in different industries. So the major two drivers for the rapid growth of mobile phone in India is huge entry level phone market. Each and every one is carrying a mobile. Let's say your family is of 5 members. So when it was the case of a TV, one TV for family. So, but when it is a case for mobile handset, you have to purchase 5 mobile handset for 5 members. Is it correct? So that is the reason India is the largest potential market for mobile phone product. The demand is always high for smartphones. So manufacturers test products across the price segment. While selling a mobile handset, you need to be very cautious about the pricing factor. How to fix the price strategically so that you can enjoy the higher sales of your product. Okay, what is the market size and forecast? Faster than urban sector, we understood in previous units also. By 2026, rural India will be the main contributor to the surge in internet enabled smartphone adoption. If you visit your local hut, you will not be surprised again if the vegetable vendor is also having a handset and Android handset with internet connection, because everybody is receiving payment through phone pay, Google Pay. Even if they don't have a QR code, displayed QR code, they have an Android phone set and they will show their individual QR code to you to sell their vegetables. This is the condition rural market of India. So no doubt rural sector is growing, and it is estimated that by 2026 rural India will be the main purchase or main buyer to the buyer of mobile handset, and it will definitely surge the demand for internet enabled smartphone adoption. Let's go by the statistics. 1.2 billion subscribers in 2021 and 750 million smartphone users. By 2026, 1 billion smartphone users by Deloitte forecast. So it is quite clear, and all of you can understand well, and all of you have realized like this. India can be a more digitally active or digitally superpower in 2026. Rural growth CAGR is 6% and urban growth CAGR is 2.5. So the rural market is having potential. Rural driving internet smartphone replacement trends. Earlier, rural users stuck with their feature phones for years. That is a tab phone where they used to press the buttons to call someone, and it is only for the incoming and outgoing calls. Now, replacement cycles are shortening with a clear shift towards new smartphones while replacing their old ones. This is a trend that you know and everybody knows, that people are replacing their old phone with a smart Android phone. Rural phone lifespan is usually between 1 to 4 years. By 2026, it is expected by surveys that 80% replacement will happen. People will replace their old phone with a new phone, almost towards 80%. 20% will replace the used ones, and features phones gradually phasing out. You will not be surprised if after 10 years you will not be able to find a simple key press button phone for your maid. If you want to purchase it for your maid and somebody else, you won't be finding it in shops, because after 10 years it is quite visible from now. People will be carrying only smartphones and Android phones, irrespective of their demographic profile, their purchasing power, or their income sources. So this is a trend that is now picking of the mileage, and tomorrow you will be seeing by 2026 entire India will be having Android and smartphone. This is the expectation. Ajay, what is the role of geo and affordable data? All of you know how Jio was introduced in India. Reliance Jio has really revolutionized rural connectivity with cheap data and voice. It's a revolution by Reliance Jio with its introduction of smartphone, cheap data, and voice calling. All of you can remember that red envelope with a Jio SIM and a mobile phone, and they used to sell it before Reliance Smart cells and other things. Whenever you are having a umbrella of red, all of you can relate to it that it's a Jio SIM selling procedure is going on. The major attraction of Jio SIMs was having a handset with the cheap data. So Jio's free data and voice offers during the year 2016 to 27 fueled the adoption of Android phone or smartphone in market. All of you have definitely you must have purchased a Jio SIM and a phone that time. The major attraction was low cost recharge packs, only 39 rupees in 2021. It enabled the rural workers to stay connected via video calls. And internet usage, because of this, surged to 22% in 2019 in urban sector and 56% in 2019 in rural sector. This is the consequent effect of adopting smartphones and getting connected via internet. And the major driver for this flow for this change is Reliance Jio. And the major attractive package he introduced to the entire Indian market is low cost recharge package. And what was the role of government and industry initiative? There is a scheme that is known as BharatNet project, where the Indian government is aiming to fiberize every village by 2025. You will be finding that every village will get connected with internet connection. EMI schemes replacing loan for smartphone purchase. This is an influencing factor. What is that? If you want to purchase a smartphone, then you don't have to worry about the one-time payment. You go for EMI schemes, and it is making the process easier for the customers to have a smartphone. NGOs and government providing free smartphones to low-income families. Many examples are there where NGOs are providing or companies are providing their employees with a free smartphones for low-income families. Devices priced competitively from 5,000 onwards. So, mobile and manufacturing companies are also smartly pricing the devices. They are giving all range of price, and the minimum range it starts from 5,000 onwards. Government and private sector initiative like that we discussed, Bharat Need for internet access and EMI schemes for EG purchase have made smartphones accessible to low-income rural families, and these are your target customers. Again, buying a mobile handset is a status symbol in rural India. In villages, status is displayed through tangible assets like tractors, like pakka house and mobile phones. Even education of children in cities is viewed as an achievement and prestige maker. So in village, if you are buying a good quality mobile phone in a good range, people will definitely have an attention towards you. So owning a large tractor is considered as prosperity in villages. Having a pakka house, it also represents high social standing in villages. Having mobile phones and consumer durables is a prestigious items to purchase. Sending children to urban school is a status symbol, and it matters. It really matters in purchase decision of the buyers. They want to adhere to this kind of status symbol. That is the reason they are buying mobile handsets. Opinion leaders shape decisions that we have discussed. Sarpanch, teachers, SSG leader literally shape the buying decision of for their villages. Word of mouth is more having more impact than advertisement in rural sectors. Family, relatives, friends are consulted for high value purchases or high ticket item purchase. Experts from SSG, self help group, and government agencies are trusted advisors. So, what are the major understanding from this? Opinion leaders and trusted voices matter more in villages than mass advertising that marketers used to do in urban sectors. Marketing strategies in rural sector is definitely different from the marketing strategy that companies are adopting for urban setup. Self-help groups, NGOs, and government schemes add credibility to the product. Rural families are rarely making big decisions alone, so these are the factors that we have discussed many times, and the marketer has to take care of this. Brand loyalty and risk perception. Rural consumers are cautious. Switching brands is seen as risky. Because previous unit we discussed about the loyalty of the rural consumer. Like they are literally not switching from one brand to another brand. So they are having inertia in that particular brand's product using from that brand. For example, people toothpaste means Colgate in rural belt. If you can see this by yourself, if they are making a monthly grocery list, they used to write Colgate, not the toothpaste. So this is called loyalty towards the brand, and it is heavily seen or prominently seen in rural sectors. So, however, with the increasing media exposure and brand awareness and information available about the brand and the product, rural customers are learning and becoming more confident, and there because of this there is a change in their buying behavior. They are also now shifting or switching or changing their brand preferences. So rural consumers are brand loyal, though nowadays there is this visible change in their buying behavior due to the available sources of information through smartphone or internet connections or social media. They prefer government backed products and services for their trust. Growing exposure to media is reducing the dependence on traditional preferences. So this is the way the loyalty to the brand or loyalty to the uses of the product and is slowly changing. And now rural buyers are also lenient about the risk they are taking while purchasing a different brand product. What the consumption pattern in rural background is also changing. Spending in rural areas has shifted beyond food to FMCG, healthcare, and education. Initially, they used to purchase only food items or grocery items. Nowadays, they are also purchasing FMCG, durable products, healthcare products, and education products. However, these demands are always seasonal. After the harvest, buying surges. During the drought or flood, consumption drops sharply in rural background. It is quite clear. When they are having more purchasing power, they are going for higher purchases. When they don't have money, especially during a flood situation or a drought situation, so they are not purchasing. So consumption is sharply dropping. So incomes are cyclical depending on crops, weather and wages. Spending is also cyclical. As they have money, they will go to the market and purchase it. But for a mobile handset, the term or the sequence of purchasing mobile handset will all definitely come after FMCG, after healthcare, and after education, because this the importance of buying a mobile handset comes after that only, after food, after FMCG only. What is the social, cultural, and economic influences on buying behavior of rural buyers? Unlike urban areas, rural buying is strongly tied to culture and social norms. Purchases are influenced by caste, tradition, agriculture cycle. Daily wage earners typically buy in small quantities that we discussed, that is the sachet revolution, and small packs that can cater their particular need. So how do they buy? They buy as per their socio-cultural effect. Cultural effect is a must because last unit we discussed they don't buy anything in Pitru Paksh because they don't find it auspicious to buy a new product, new durable, or anything of high ticket value during this particular phase that is currently going on, that is Pitru Paksha. Because they are abided, they are adhered, they are culturally driven, or they are their life is sticking to that culture only. So, being a marketer, you need to take care of this. Strong impact of social norms. Social norms are equally important for them. They will definitely buy a product that is accepted by their society. And social practices, they also purchase product as per their social practices. But their income is seasonal, so their buying behavior is always seasonal. That is different from urban buying behavior. They usually purchase small packaged foods like sachets, oil and rice or shampoo packet for their daily uses. So let's understand the case study. What is the objectives of the case study? This case study is available in your study material. You can go through it. But the objectives of this case study is to explore the motivational factors for buying mobile handset among the rural buyers. To study impact of competitive brands, how competitive brands are impacting the buying behavior of the customers or buying behavior towards your product, towards the purchase of mobile handset. Then you can compare the rural and urban buying behavior. So the major aim is to understand what drives their mobile purchase decision, how it is different from rural and urban buying behavior, and how other competitive brands having an impact on the buying behavior towards mobile handset. Last unit we understood about the research methodology. To understand all those things or to reach the objectives, you have to adopt a methodology of research. For this kind of research, you can go for a descriptive research where you will collect all the feedback from the users or local users or current users of mobile handset. Then you can go for the analysis of data. So how you are going to choose the sample size for this? This may be your judgmental sampling process or convenience sampling process. Being a researcher, you can choose the person who can better answer your questions. That becomes your judgmental sampling. For example, if the person is using a mobile handset for last 3 years, your judgment is assisting you that he can be the best respondent to answer your question. And for rural marketing, rural area marketing research, the sampling method like convenience sampling is equally convenient for you because you are not having or you are not deciding predominantly, but you are choosing your sample as per your convenience. And non-probabilistic, you are not having any statistical decision. You are not taking decision to do the sampling process on based of any probability affair, but you are going for non-probabilistic sampling process. For this case, the sample size is 120 respondent, 60 from the rural background and 60 from the urban background. This is now clear because the third objectives of your is to compare rural versus urban buying behavior. To keep the and you are keeping this in your mind and you are selecting 120 respondent, 60 from the rural and 60 for the urban. So you will get the feedback of this 60 rural person or rural buyer for your questionnaire, and you will also get the feedback of this 60 urban people. Then you can compare their buying behavior. So the next is data collection. So you are making or you are preparing a questionnaire on your primary data. When you are taking the feedback of these people through a questionnaire, that becomes your primary data collection, having a ground by alpha of 0.641. This is the reliability test, how reliable the answers they have given to you. Because see, if the answers are not reliable, your research will not get a proper result. Suppose you are asking a respondent that do you use mobile handset? The first question is like this, and you are hoping or you are expecting either she or he will answer you yes or no. So from this question, the next question need to be like this: how many years? If yes, how many years you have from since you are using the mobile handset? then you will have answers like since 4 years, since 5 years, options you have to give. So the customer who is continuously using a mobile handset, he will tick or he will choose an option from the answers given, let it be 4 years. So these two question is having a reliability among them, that the first question is driving the answer from the respondent, ki, do you really use a mobile phone? The answer is yes. Then the next question is also describing, yes, this person is using a mobile phone since for last 4 years. So that is the way you can go derive the real outcome of your questionnaire. So that is to measure this, we usually apply a statistical measurement that is called alpha. For this case, this is 0.641 or it is more than 0.5, that is considered as good enough. A structured questionnaire was used, validated by experts. The reliability score indicates acceptable consistency. Equal representation ensure fair and fair approach for this research. That is, what is the buying behavior of rural buyers, what is the buying behavior of urban comparison. So the first thing you need to understand is what is a structured questionnaire. Questionnaire is a combination of questions about the product to reach the objective of the research. Why you need to have a structure? The two examples that I gave just right now, that you need to frame questions that the respondent can understand and answer, and it should reach the objective of the research. Your objective of the research is to compare what is the buying behavior of the rural buyers, what is the buying behavior of the urban buyers. So you need to frame question as per your requirement. You don't have to put questions what is the price you have given, what is your relatives choices on your phone, Android phone set, how do you often clean your Android phone sets. These are not required. So to design a structured questionnaire, you need to understand the objectives that you have set for your research, and you have to frame questionnaire in a very convenient manner so that the respondent can understand it and can answer you back. So these are the old steps you have to follow to solve this case study. And for this, what is the respondent demographics? Out of this case, we understood the case is available in your course material. The age, the first one is demographic details. The age is 38% of people are between the age of 18 to 15 years. 43% are between 25 to 40 years, and 19% are more than 40 years. This is clear in understanding. You have now understood the customer base of yours to whom you are selling a mobile handset. 38%, the largest share is 25 to 40 years. So out of your customer base or the population of customer you are having, out of that 43% is between a range of 25 to 40 years. Next, the customer base is having age of 18 to 25 years. What it simply symbolizes? It symbolizes that they will definitely look for a trendy mobile handset for them because their age is looking for that. Likewise, 63% are female, 37% is female category. So major dominant buyer in this population is male. Occupation, 34% people are farmers, 28% service holder, 28% business owners, and 17% are students. Why these statistics are required for a business research? So that you can customize your selling techniques to these customers. If you are selling this Android phone to this 34% of farmer, you need to speak the same language that they are understanding. You need to understand their need and sell your product in that particular manner that will satisfy their need. A farmer needs an Android phone for what purpose? He needs this Android phone for the information on agricultural techniques. So you have to sell your product likewise. And 17% of students, they are looking for Android phone for their entertainment purpose. So you have to sell as per their requirement. You cannot have a one size fit all formula for this. Selling technique need to be different to different customers. For that, you need to be that clever enough to understand what is their need, what is their requirement, and what should be your answers to their requirement. Location is as because my our sample size is 60 from rural and 60 from urban, so your sample size is having equal representation of rural buyer as well as urban buyer. What are the sources of information? Urban, there is a table 7.2 where you are understanding that 50% rely on friends and family. For their buying decision, 50% respondents are relying on their friends and family viewpoints. 22% dependency on TV advertisement, 22% on internet exposure, and 1% in newspaper advertisement. So you can understand newspaper advertisement is not having that impact on buying behavior of customers. Rural sector, 65% people are dependent on their friends and family for their buying behavior, significantly 15% higher than the urban buying behavior, because in urban sector people are self-informed, but in rural sector the customer is not that self-informed about the product. So this is the significant numbers. 65% of rural buyers are dependent on their friends and family for their buying decisions. Likewise, rural people are dependent at 17% on TV advertisement, 7% on newspaper advertisement. See the difference. In urban, people are not literally dependent on newspaper, but in rural, you are at least visualizing that 7% dependency on newspaper, 1% on internet. This is a drop. Urban sector, it is 22% dependency on internet, but rural it is just the 1% because of many factors, due to not having connectivity, infrastructure problem, exposure problem, information problem, and 10% on others. This may be the influencer of their village. So friends and family are the dominant influencer in both rural and urban areas. But internet penetration is low in rural market. Newspaper play a slightly bigger role in villages than the city. What are the key buying attributes? Rural consumers are more influenced by price. That is the first factor. They are price sensitive. If you are keeping it 400 and keeping it at 399, that makes sense for the rural buyer, because the first thing they are hearing is 300. And when you are keeping it 401 rupees, the first thing they are hearing is 400. They are very price sensitive. They want product to cater their needs, but in a very affordable price range. And the second influencing attribute for rural consumers for their buying behavior is promotional activities. They need to have information. If they're not getting the information, how they will buy the product? So companies has to take care of the promotional activities or how to introduce their product to the customers. The third challenge is availability. Whether the product is available or not. If the price is good, they have the information about the product because the company has done very good promotional activities. But the company is not available at the local kirana shop. So how they will purchase it? So this is the factor. Then the fourth one is family suggestion. As we all know, they depend on friends and family for their buying suggestion, buying behavior activities. And the last one is battery backup. For a mobile handset, they are always alert about the battery backup. What is the battery backup of the mobile handset they are aiming to purchase? But for a mobile handset, urban consumers are influenced by visual appearance, how good the mobile handset looks like, and is it having 5G services or not, and what are the features and characteristics, storage, data availability for the of the mobile phone. Urban consumers are more influenced by these factors. So, what is the understanding of it? Rural buyers are value and utility driven. Value and utility driven. They are equally price sensitive. Availability of the product also matter, and what is the battery backup. Urban buyers are aspirational. They are buying a mobile handset for their status symbol, attracted by the design of the look and new features and connectivity. What it means, what is the understanding of all this discussion for marketers, implication for marketers? To succeed, marketers must customize strategy, because rural market is not exactly the same as urban market. We introduced, we discussed, and we analyzed many factors in previous three units. Rural strategies should be affordable pricing and EMI options for mobile handset. If your company is manufacturing mobile handset and you are aiming to sell it in rural market, you have to take the pricing strategy in an affordable range. If you are keeping your price more than the affordable range, you may find it difficult to sell your product in rural belt. And along with the affordable pricing range, you have to keep the EMI option or the simple credit system. And about your product, if you are able to generate strong word of mouth, that will be the best campaign for rural marketing. That and what the word of mouth will do, it will emphasize durability and battery life, because we understood rural market people are more cautious and they are more alert about the battery life of their mobile handset. So whatever word of mouth your company is creating, because your salesperson will be selling the mobile handset to the rural buyer, through the selling process only they are passing the information to the customers. So that process or passing on process definitely have some information about the battery life of the set. For urban selling strategies, the company need to focus on innovation. 5G connection and style are the look of the mobile handset. They need to sell the product in an innovative way, because urban customer is having exposure to online stores where they can get everything on their fingertips while sitting at their home, and they can have multiple stores in market who are selling mobile handset to them. So if your company is again another player or another competitive brand who is aiming to sell a handset to them, you have to think of some innovation for urban marketing strategy. And urban strategy, the promotion strategy for urban people will definitely on internet based promotion, because they are more exposed. They are spending maximum time on surfing internet. But one thing we understood, both for both the markets, they have these people while before purchasing in a high ticket value, they are dependent on their family and peer influences. So the final understanding of this is, to succeed, marketers must customize strategies. Rural consumers want affordability and reliability, while urban consumers want style and innovation. Building trust in rural areas through opinion leaders is critical, so marketers are going to take or are going to consider these opinion leaders' feedback as a key factor while designing their marketing strategy. This study reveals distinct motivational factors towards the towards the mobile buying behavior or mobile handset buying behavior between rural and urban users. Rural marketing cannot be a simple copy of urban strategy. That is the basic understanding. Out from all these four units that we have discussed, and all three units that we have discussed before, and this is the fourth unit where we are doing a case study analysis. You are simply clear about that. Rural marketing cannot be a simple copy of urban marketing strategy, because urban people are different in their buying behavior, rural people are different in their buying behavior. If marketer intentionally do that, the marketer cannot go for earning profit. Even marketer can even not even think of selling their product for the same strategy of urban buying marketing strategy with for the rural people. So differentiated innovative approaches are essential. So strategies must address price sensitivity and trust for the rural market people, tech-driven aspiration and style for urban buyers, customized rural strategies, and efficient targeting and beta marketing outcomes. They have to customize rural strategies or rural marketing strategies to target efficiently targeting so that they can efficiently target the rural buyers and to get better marketing outcomes. This conclusions or whatever we discussed highlights that rural and urban consumers behave differently. Definitely, they behave differently because they are guided by different motivational factors, and rural people are guided by different motivational factors. related with their culture, their family vendings, or their influencer members of their village, or their purchasing capacity, their requirement of product, or their information sources regarding the product. Marketers cannot just replicate their urban plans in rural areas. Instead, they need separate strategies where they can tap the rural potential market for their mobile handset selling scheme. They need affordable price, they need durability in that particular price they are paying, and they need trust, build a trust among the buyer and the seller. While urban consumers seek innovation, technology and style in a mobile handset. For success, companies must innovate and differentiate their product offerings and communication methods. This is the final understanding or the conclusion of this case study, that for urban you have to make your strategy in a different manner. For rural background you have to make your strategy in a different background. If you follow your handouts, there are three questions. Let's discuss these three questions. The first question is to compare the buying behavior influences of rural and urban consumers and identify the key differences. The question is demanding you to write the comparison between buying behavior of rural and urban consumers and what are the factors that influence their buying behavior, and you are also going to write the key differences between them. So the first factor is price sensitivity. Rural consumers are more price conscious, while the urban consumers are relatively less price sensitive. They can pay more for their requirement or their exact need of product. While rural consumers are heavily depend on the price the marketers are offering to them, because as per the price they go for their buying behavior. If it is costly for them, they will not go for it. If it is it is in the range that they have a product they have pre-decided, then they will go for the product purchase. Then the second factor that influences promotion and availability. Rural consumers respond strongly to promotional activities and availability at local retailers, where the urban consumers rely more on brand reputation and planned shopping at stores and online. So when it comes to promotion, rural consumers strictly depend on it, but our urban consumers, though they are literally educated and have more information of the product, so they don't strongly depend on only brand promotion. They also go for other evaluation of information. The third one is role of reference groups. Rural consumers depend more on friends, family, and opinion leaders for guidance. Like 65% got into family and friends' recommendation before purchasing a handset or any other high ticket value product. Urban consumers still value social influence, 50% family and friends, but are more open to information from TV, internet, and advertisement. The last influencing factor is product attributes. Rural consumers emphasize basic features like price, durability, and battery backup, and brand reliability. The urban consumers emphasize advanced features like 5G, GPRS, smartphone capability, and visual appearance. Nowadays, they are also looking for Alexa in their phone or AI in the phone, and you must have seen AI connection or AI availability in your phone. So, the key difference is rural consumers are functional and risk averse, prioritizing affordability and durability, while urban consumers are feature driven, aspirational in nature. The second question is, what is the role of mobile phones as marketing communication? How mobile phone is helping marketers in doing marketing communication, or how marketers are considering mobile phone as a tool for their marketing communication? It is helping to establish direct communication between the rural consumer and the marketer or the service provider. It is a source of information. With the rising smartphone penetration and availability of internet to them, buyers are collecting collecting information through this mobile phone. Localized messaging. Mobile phones allow marketers to send messages in vernacular language that is having higher acceptance rate among rural buyers. Interactive platform, SMS campaigns, WhatsApp groups, voice messages, and application allow two-way interactions. That is also helping the buyer group or the rural buyer in establishing or exchanging information between the seller and the buyer. Influence on behavior, rural customers use mobile for video calls, social media, and digital payments. So, shaping the modern consumption pattern. The last one is implication. Mobile phones act as cost effective, personalized, and widespread marketing communication tool in rural India, reducing the dependence on traditional media. Because through mobile handset only, people are able to purchase it and people are able to connect with different sector with different societies, so word of mouth is spreading in a faster rate, so hence it is proved or it is understood that the mobile phone is a marketing communication tool for the marketers. The last question is marketing implication of the study. The first implication is channel of distribution. Rural consumers value availability. If the product is available to them, they are purchasing it. Strengthen the last mile delivery through tie-ups with local vendors, SSG groups, and mobile vans. Offer affordable EMIs and microfinance tie-ups to improve the accessibility. So this is the first implication, channel of distribution. The second one is promotion mix. Use word of mouth by engaging local opinion leader and influencers. Because we understood word of mouth is having more impact than the TV advertisement or social media advertisement. Promote advertisements through vernacular language or the language this local buyer are understanding. You can also advertise through radio and regional TVs. You provide hands-on demos in hearts, melas, and rural gatherings. Focus on price promotion, discounts, and bundled offers to appeal the cost-conscious buyers. You have to take care of these three formats. What is next is product mix. Rural buyers prefer basic, durable, and affordable models, long battery life, multiple seams, and strong build. Urban buyers demand feature-rich, aspirational model like 5G, slick design, and multimedia features. Differentiate product lines between rural and urban is rural are value phones for basic smartphones, feature phones, and long life batteries, where urban are valuing premium and lifestyle phones. With this, we are coming towards the end of Unit 7 or Block 2. But let's revise what we have understood all in these units. So first unit is about overview of rural consumer behavior, where we understood rural market is a large, diverse and fast-growing market. Consumer behavior is influenced by cultural factors like tradition, caste, and religion, social factors like family, reference group, opinion leaders, promotional factor like their age, income, occupation, and lifestyle, psychological factors like motivation, perception, learning, and beliefs. How do they buy? Their buying process starts with need recognition, followed by information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. Rural buyers value price, durability, and trust more than the urban buyers. So, this unit has set the foundation of your understanding about rural market and their buying behavior. The second unit it was about rural marketing research. All of you have understood the research, marketing research is required to understand the buying behavior of the rural buyers, to understand their needs, buying patterns and decision making process, especially while buying products. So the process starts with rural marketing research starts with defining the objectives, why the marketer is doing the rural market research, what are the objectives, then ask for the objectives, setting the research design, whether it is an exploratory or descriptive research. Then ask for the design to collect the data in either way of qualitative and quantitative. After data collection, the marketer will do the data analysis through a statistical application. After that, that will be interpreted to reach the findings of the research. To do the marketing research, we have different techniques like desk research, commonly known as secondary data analysis, survey research through direct connection with the customers and communicating with them or observing their buying behavior. Third one is PRA method, that is participatory community based, where the marketer and the buyer are talking and participating in a game or a storytelling activity, and the marketer is understanding their need and aspiration. Then the last one is focus group, case studies, observation, mapping, ranking tools. So you can also take this help of focus group, case studies to do your marketing research of particular village bed. There are again challenges associated with it like low literacy rate, language diversity, dispersed population, and seasonal income. These are the continuous challenges for marketing research. So research in rural area require adaptation of tools that we discussed in this unit. The next unit was on rural marketing and digital shift, where you understood about the role of digital technology and the adaptation of smartphone and the introduction of the internet, while connecting it to rural marketing initiative. Mobile phone definitely is a game changer because it established or it is helping to establish direct communication, having internet access and digital payments, and it is helping both the marketers and the buyer in connecting with each other in a faster rate or faster manner. Vernacular content, application drive adaptation, driving the rural buyer in adapting the new product. Growth trend 1.2 billion mobile subscriber by 2021. Rural smartphone penetration growing faster than urban. Jio's cheap data plans fuel digital revolution. So marketers cannot avoid the digital media or the digital shift in rural markets. Rural buying behavior, their price and durability focused. Strong influence of family, SSG, and opinion leaders. Their buying behavior is often seasonal and towards small quantity purchase. So this is the paradigm shift in rural market with smartphones, internet, small sachet revolution. This buying behavior of rural people have really changed, and the marketers need to take care of this, and they need to consider these factors while doing their business activities, strategizing their new initiative for rural market. What are the key insights and implications? The first key insight is rural is not equal to urban. They have different buying patterns, different aspiration, and different risk. The trust, community, and affordability dominant decision. Mobile technology is transferring access, awareness, and aspiration. Marketing implications are like distribution channel, last mile connectivity, local retailer, and SSG are the prominent distribution channel for rural market. Promotion, vernacular content of the promotional material, word of mouth, influences, and village events. These are the major promotional activities marketer need to do to tap this potential rural market. Product need to be affordable, durable, low unit packs, and with EMI options. Research, the marketer has to adopt any kind of research, let it be a PRA or qualitative method, and socio-participatory approaches. So the essence of block 2 is that understanding rural consumers required to respect their context, adaptation of tools, and differentiated marketing strategies. Success comes from the building trust and long-term relationship. With this, we have finally understood different approach or different behavior of rural people towards while purchasing product, and how it can help the marketers in designing their marketing activities. Thank you.